Well, what the fuck, man? What's the news?
No, nothing much, dude. Works the same. We got to take our masks off. I don't know if you knew that or not, but we finally got to rip our masks off. One of our managers was sent home. He's really pissed because our mandates went away. And no, my work said that if you're vaccinated, you don't have to have your mask on. So he said, dude, I'm not vaccinated and I'm not going to work with a mask. And they're like, all right, you go home. He wrote corporate an email from what I heard. He wrote corporate an email. Within like 2 hours, he was back at work. And we got an email like an hour later saying everyone could take their mask off. Just like that.
Yeah, all the schools are going for, I think like the last state to require it in schools was Hawaii and done now. So
good.
Thank God.
That's how it should be. I didn't expect it at all for the longest time.
We can thank Putin for officially putting an end to coronavirus.
Yeah, it doesn't
the world 1 week didn't care about it, or they cared about coronavirus a little bit, and then he invaded Ukraine, and that's it. Coronavirus done for.
We're good. Yeah.
And then we don't hear shit about Ukraine the next week.
No, yeah. I've heard nothing about COVID since. I mean, I don't really watch the news, but I see a lot of YouTube videos pop up, and there's nothing.
I see some news article pop up about Fauci, Dr. Fauci, the savior, telling everyone, guys, I don't think there's going to be another surge. We're good.
All of a sudden?
I don't know. I just saw this news article pop up because like there was concerns about a new surge coming because like the U.S. is not like being strict enough or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Yeah, it's stupid. I just had some lady coming through the line. Remember, like no one's wearing masks. There's a few people that do, from members to coworkers. One old lady comes by. She has a mask on. She goes, "Can you hear me well, by the way?"
Yeah.
No, yeah. That's what she asked because she can't hear that well. No, I'm just kidding. But she goes by. She goes, "I had three cousins or 3 family members die just last week. You should really be wearing a mask. I don't want you to die."
Just last week.
I'm like, all in 1 week? Yeah. What? Okay. Well, I said, I don't even remember what I said. I just said, okay, thank you. I always say thank you. That's
the biggest tragedy of COVID I've heard thus far.
What's that? Oh, yeah, hers?
3 family members in 1 week.
Yeah, and just last week. It was any time within the past 2 years, but suddenly when we took our masks off and she saw our faces,
right.
Listen, it's a risk now because they just took it off and that was it. Poof.
3 of them dead. hey, may they rest in peace. And,
no, obviously, yeah.
May I go to hell if it's real, but
we're not trying to make fun of it, but just the fact that it's so dramatic and just all one time frame. I mean, all within 1 week of each other, within a few days, apparently. How she made it sound is just, I don't like people coming up to me with like, go for it if you need some.
Hey, hold on. You're breaking up. And also let me close the door real quick.
Okay. Freaking cat, man.
Okay. Sorry. We're going up to Jackson Hole tomorrow, Wyoming. I got some bear spray, essentially it's like OC spray, pepper spray, but it's effective out to like 30 feet. It's just like super fresh, right? The can's like this big. It looks like a little fire extinguisher that I carry on my hip, but really I'm going to put it in my backpack. So if I'm getting charged by a grizzly bear, which is likely and probable, actually.
It sounds so fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time getting mauled around like the Revenant. I got my gun. I meant to go find a caliber or a card, like something that would be able to kill a grizzly bear, and a 9mm is not going to do that.
I mean, it's possible. It's done it. It's just
I gotta shoot him like 4 times in each eye, maybe. At
least I heard 9 times.
Right. Like I wanted to go to this used gun place and get a .357.
Oh yeah.
Revolver. Or what I've been really interested in looking for is a 10mm. Apparently a 10mm is sufficient against wildlife. And 15 rounds can't beat that. If you fuck up.
Talk about the Glock.
Yeah, Glock 20, 10 millimeter, or whatever I could find for a reasonable price. I
Yeah.
was at Bass Pro today and I was looking, and Bass Pro has new stuff and not a whole lot of it.
No,
So
I'm sure. Why don't you go to a pawn shop or something like that?
that's what I meant to do. They were all closed on Sunday. So
Can you buy from a private seller without having to go through a gun shop?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it really works in Colorado.
Is there 10-day wait? Or
No. No.
Oh, so you live in America. Sorry.
Yeah.
Forgot.
Yeah. Not California.
Yeah.
Remember.
We got a limit of one gun per month, right? Now one long gun.
I think I heard something like that.
One long gun, one handgun. So 2 a month, that's it.
I think you told me that like a while ago.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, from a few years ago. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, good luck on finding that gun. That ammo might be harder to find than the gun itself, to be honest.
10 millimeter, yeah.
Yeah, or just hella expensive. But what?
Yeah.
How many rounds of those do you actually need? You're not gonna be shooting those for fun. You're gonna be shooting those.
Yeah. If I got the 10 millimeter, yeah, I probably wouldn't take that out too often in the range. But if I got a 357, I'd just buy a bunch of 38 special and just that. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I originally wanted to do. Yeah, they had like a Western one, like a fucking cowboy, like a Ruger Vaquero. I was like, dude, that is badass.
Yeah, it's expensive too.
Yeah, well, it was like $700 new or something like that. Like, it's not as practical as what I would need.
Is it the single loader, or you load it shot by shot? There's the real cowboy ones like that.
Right.
I forgot what
that's supposed to be like black powder style or whatever.
Black powder. Black powder. Yeah. No, that's a muzzle loader, I believe. But no, this one's just like you have to spin the cylinder every single time.
Right. There's just the one little slot. I think that's so the rounds don't fall out. Like back in the day, that was the measure that they used. I don't know. Could be talking out of my ass here.
Oh, I probably am.
No, I wasn't about to buy a cowboy gun today, although it is cool.
You know how cool that would have been to take down a bear like that. Not saying that you should take down a bear. I'm talking about, if your life was at risk.
Hunting with a cowboy gun. Sure, it's been done.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Did I tell you about our bear encounter in Flagstaff? I mean, we didn't really encounter one. So we were out camping with my roommate and his girl, and we were like at the edge of a tree line, and there's a big plot of land. I don't know, at least a few acres wide. I mean, it's just a beautiful area. I mean, there's no one else around. All of a sudden, we see this white pickup come by in the middle of the day. Remember, we're all armed. We all got our guns on our side and our rifles out. I got my AK-47. I think he has an AR-15. I don't recall, but I definitely had the biggest guns there at the time. Oh, I had my 45 on me too, the 1911. Anyways, this pickup truck comes by, and this guy comes out, all camoed out. I don't know what ethnicity he was, but he's just looking mean. He's like, "Come here, I want to show you something." I'm like, "Excuse me, no, you're not going to show me shit." So anyways, obviously I was curious. So I put my hand on my gun. As I'm walking up, I'm like, let's see what this guy wants. And he's got his girl with him in the truck. She hops out. She's got all camo. And I really didn't think of anything. I didn't know you can hunt in these areas at the time.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Look in the back of my bed." And at this point, I'm like, "Dude, they're going to kidnap us." So I told my buddy, watch my back. All of a sudden, I look in there. It's a long bed Tacoma. Okay. 6-footer, right? 6.5 foot. There's a bear in the back taking up the entire bed of that bed or of that truck, right?
Black bear?
Was it black bear?
Yeah.
I think so. No, I don't recall it being black. It had to have been.
Yeah, I don't think there's grizzlies in Arizona.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, this is in Flagstaff. So yeah, it was a black bear. Okay. It's taking up the whole thing. The palm, I picked up its palm because I wanted, just in case I told the story, I wanted to show you how big it was. This dude's palm was this big. Okay. And he goes, "So that's the baby I shot." He's like, "The mom is within a mile of here. So I pulled up to you guys to let you know that you need to be careful." He's like, "Do you got bigger guns than what's on your hip?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got an AK right there, just hanging on the tree." Cause there's not supposed to be anyone around. So that's why it's not exactly secured. And he goes, "All right, make sure there's one in the chamber because the mama's around here somewhere." And I just took her little one, basically. I'm like, "Thank you very much for telling me." And that was the most surreal experience I've ever had. I mean, living in California all my life, not really going out hiking all that much. That was really cool to see. And that was a baby taking up a whole bed of a pickup truck. So
what month was this?
Oh, I don't recall. It wasn't snowing though, so I
Yeah, it
don't think
must have
it.
been summer. Been all
Think
fed
so.
and shit.
Yeah, yeah. It was a fatty. Yeah, it was
We
definitely a fatty. I mean, it must have been like it wasn't a freaking baby. It wasn't just born yesterday or the
right.
the day before, but he's saying it was a youngster.
Yeah.
Um, so that was ridiculous. I asked like, why? I'm like, why did you shoot this thing? Because in my head, I don't like trophy hunting per se. I wouldn't mind having like an animal head hung up, in a what do you call it, man cave. But
Yeah.
I don't want to purposely go out and shoot, a 5-10 year old animal just to hang up. Like if I'm gonna shoot something, I want to eat it kind of thing. So I'm like, dude, why do
Right.
you have this bear? He goes,
Like
well,
elk or deer, something you're gonna use.
yeah. And he's like, yeah, we eat everything. We use everything. We're gonna use the coat, and we're gonna use the paws, the nails, everything to make necklaces. And I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? I'm thinking he's Native American actually at this point. He had to
Possibly
have been.
Southwest Arizona. Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah.
definitely.
So yeah, that was cool stuff though. Never experienced
We
that.
uh we were hiking at Chautauqua. Like if you come to it, you've been to Boulder and you've seen like the flat irons, like
Yeah.
the mountains. There's like three of them, right? There's just
Mhm.
like flat irons like stacked into the mountains, like the base of the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, right? Uh, and that's like an iconic like structure, landmass in Boulder, in the area, really in Colorado. And so there's trails, there's like hiking trails, and we were just doing an easy one, like a mild day hike. It was a nice day. This is probably fall going into winter,
Yeah.
and so this is a busy trail, and like like we're walking down, we're almost done, like we're tired, and Nicole's like something like rustles in the tree, like 30 feet ahead of us through the trees. I don't pay much attention because we're both stoned at this. We like to get up to the top of the hike where I get over the hardest part and then get super high and just like, eat an apple or something, like chill out for a while and then make our way slowly back down.
Yeah.
And I was fucking baked and I was in front and she was like, "Did you see that?" And I was like, "No, let's keep going." Like I just disregarded it because I was high. She's like, "It looked like a dog. Is that a dog?" And I'm like, "What are
No.
you talking about?" And I like, she's like, "Something fell from the tree." I'm like, "Well, dogs don't fall from trees. Come on, let's keep going. We're high." And then she's
Oh
like,
my god.
and she just stops. She's like, "Oh," and I'm like looking, and there's like a bear, like a little black bear, just
No.
like staring at us, like probably 20 feet away, 15 feet. And I'm
No.
like, "Oh shit." And Nicole starts immediately like turning to walk away, like fast pace, like walking away. I'm like, "Wait, wait, 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 hold up, wait for me."
Oh my
Don't
god.
run from this thing. Anyway, we go up the trail a little bit, kind of collect ourselves, and there's like, here come these three Florida people, lives, come out
Hold
of
on.
town.
You broke up these three what?
People from Florida,
Yeah.
never been to Colorado in their lives. They just came for the weekend. They're wearing like they're wearing like Jordans or something, like
Yeah.
not hiking.
Totally out of their
And it was like two mom. It was like a mom, like her son, and like their friend. And they were like, one of them was like freaking out. She's like, "A bear is like my worst fear. Like I'm not used to that. I told them I didn't want to come up to Colorado and go on a hike and then run into a bear." And I'm like, "Well, it's your lucky day."
Hey.
So we like go back and we're like taking it one at a time because he's like if we were to like keep on going, we'd be within 5 feet of him. He was 5 feet within the trail.
Really?
Yeah, but we got close and we were just going one at a time, and like he just bolted off. Black bears are kind of little pansies,
Why didn't
but
you just like rah? Why didn't you just
oh, he
scare it?
wasn't he wasn't doing nothing. He was already timid. But when there's a big group of us, they're not going to do anything.
No.
He was small though. He's about to, but I mean, he's still probably 150 pounds, something like that,
Oh,
100 pounds at least.
I was, I
But
was, I was gonna ask if you could have wrestled it, but probably not at that weight.
probably not. I mean, it was a little one. It was a little boy, but still,
That's a big boy. 150 pounds in an animal like that is a lot different than 150 pounds in a human.
Yeah, yeah. 150-pound dog is inconceivable,
Yeah.
but a 100-pound dog is still do some damage to a human. Like it's a
Yeah.
big dog.
Our first mastiff got up to 125 pounds. I mean,
Yeah,
he's huge, and his strength was just ridiculous.
yeah, and that's one of the biggest dogs like there is. So
Yeah. And I don't understand how, like, why our muscle mass or just our muscles, our strength doesn't equal that of an animal in that sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know we're obviously built differently, but why?
Just
Why is there such a
physiology. Like these animals have evolved to like be strong, use their weight to their advantage in that regard. Like we've evolved to walk on our 2 feet.
well, yeah.
So suck it, bears.
Are
All 500 pounds of you.
you kidding me? I've seen them walk.
That's why I bring out a 44.
They just got there.
No, I'm just kidding. I would not shoot a bear unless I had to.
No,
Like,
if you had to, you had to. Listen, I was ready that day to shoot a bear. I was more than ready. I didn't want to die. Like, it was a beautiful place. We're finally doing this whole camping thing. And yeah, I didn't want to die from a bear, so I was ready. You know?
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you either.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You said you had like
Freaking Thompson was one. You mentioned Thompson the Green Burrito. I'm like, dude, we weren't even 5 minutes in, and we already brought that dude up.
bringing up the man himself.
I gotta ask, is he? I hate that this computer keeps shaking. I'm definitely gonna use the other table next time. But is he one of your favorite teachers? Or we'll move on shortly. But like, I mean, he's one of my favorites in the sense that like, I think it's because I always see him too at work. And he has no idea what I think of him.
He was one of the more memorable classes.
Yeah.
I think we had him twice.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't remember a whole lot of teachers from Temecula Valley. Yeah. He was one that I remember for sure. Yeah, I liked his class.
Yeah, I liked him. He wasn't necessarily my favorite. That was a bad.
I feel like that class though was just kind of like a focal point for like both of our lives. Like that's like where we met initially.
Yeah, that's true. That's why. Okay, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah, and I think that would have been 11th grade, and we both were like, "Hey, let's take Thompson again for like." The senior year for the second class.
What about it? You froze up again.
Did you take him? Did you have 2 classes with him?
I'm pretty sure I did because I would not care this much about this gentleman.
Right.
I'll take him twice.
Yeah. Expository reading and writing is the class that we took in senior year. And then before that was English 11. And I think we just like liked him as like his grading or something like that. Like it was easy. It's like, hey, let's take it again. That was cool.
Why not? And just the way he talks to us too.
But yeah, definitely a memorable class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked him as a teacher.
You know, it's funny. I feel weird talking about him, but it's been 10 years.
I know.
12 years.
I doesn't even know who the fuck we are.
Yeah. I'm sure I've said something to him over the past couple of years, like one time.
That's any teacher, though. We could be sitting here talking about any teacher, and it's still 10 years ago. It's a stretch that any teacher from 10 years ago would remember anybody.
It's true.
Unless they were like I don't know, like a famous person.
Yeah, that's true. So. For me, there's only 2 things that jog my memory, like when I see him. And this is why I think it's still so ingrained in my head. 2 things, okay? I think you know what 2 things I'm talking about. One, hold on, I'm gonna start on the small one. One is the banana.
Yeah.
Okay,
just side down.
Just yeah, why just this is it. He's got the bananas there like this. I'm like, why are you peeling it on the opposite side of when the stem is? He goes, I don't even remember what he said to it, but just the way he looked at me was just
like his fucking face. His face. He was one of the best teachers, I think, at that. Was just kind of just like, are you a dumbass?
Yes, that's exactly.
I really have to answer this.
Yeah, that's exactly the attitude he had, and I'm pretty sure that's almost exactly what he said.
Yeah.
You close it.
I know what other event you're gonna say. Military
guys or military men
with the glasses too.
Yeah.
Take them off, like it was straining him.
As if he's even in the military. Like I did him as well in his whole line, his whole family lineage.
Yeah, he's fucking.
I don't know what.
Here we go.
You know what? I never understood the way he reacted towards me until I grew up a little bit. And now I look at people our age, like 16, 17, running around doing stupid shit. I'm like, I would have reacted the same exact way. Military men, really? Like, you have not even lived yet, son. You know, that kind of thing. I understand.
I mean, I get the six. I don't think we were that bad.
No, we were definitely not that bad. But I'm talking about the effect those kind of kids had on him throughout all his teaching years.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll say right now, fucking young, like 16, 17-year-old, like people are different mindset. The generation now, different mindset
Yeah.
than we had, for better or for worse. I don't know, but I could see it. Being a teacher, man, you get annoyed about every little thing.
Oh, yeah.
I could see if I was a teacher, which I never would be probably. I could see myself being like a cynical kind of guy, a smart ass kind of attitude. Like, I'm not putting up with this shit
Yeah,
today.
same.
Yeah.
Same. I was just listening to one of the guys on the PKA podcast, and you know, he just took a trip to Thailand. I forgot what this dude's name is. I think Brandon or something like that. Anyways, he just took a trip to Thailand, and he's just I don't know if he's goofy or whatnot, but you know, he's got that, you know, fun, goofy personality where he's just like adventurous and shit like that. Apparently, he was an elementary school's teacher, and I think he's got a master's degree and all this other stuff, and he really wants to help these kids out. But guess what? The kids ruined it for him. I mean, he really wanted to try for them, but obviously at that age, kids don't know what you're doing for them.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm not dedicating my entire life to these little things. You know, I'm gonna go live my life, and he's doing good now, obviously. But
I mean, that's the takeaway for being a teacher, right? You got to expect what can I fail at this? How can I fail at this? The kids hate me, or I hate the kids.
Yeah,
that's the main thing, you know. So
yeah, and a lot of people don't like being hated, or they just don't want to put up with that stuff, so they don't like it. I could never be a teacher.
Yeah.
I teach my own, you know, my own kin, my own peeps, but
yeah.
No,
for real, I feel that.
I was like, no, don't do this to me. I'm just kidding.
How's the working out? How's the workouts going?
So the workouts are going great.
Okay, good.
I'm getting there. It's getting to the point now where my muscles are shown without flexing, like just washing my hands in the mirror. Yeah, it's doing really good. I've only been working. Yeah, you good? What happened?
Yeah, sorry, you froze. You're back.
Yeah, you froze too. So anytime I freeze, I guess you freeze.
Okay,
that's good to know. But yeah, workouts are going great. I've only been doing it for 2 weeks now, and
Same.
That's weird. We didn't even talk about this.
I know. And then like all my roommates and my friend Ron, we just saw at the hot tub. Everyone's working out right now. I don't know what it is. Something's in the air. Like
yeah.
Everyone has. It seems like everyone has a different goal, though.
Really?
Like my roommate Adam, he's like he just went skydiving. He went on 3 jumps today, skydiving. He held on till he showed me a video. He's like held on to the wing. It's a Cessna. He like crawled out of the cockpit, and just it was pretty cool. He's trying to get his like 25 jump certification or something like that. But yeah, he's like a fitness freak. He's like just trying to like stay in shape. He has like 8-pack abs, like super strict diet. I'm trying to put on. I've always been small, like, you know that. Like I'm a relatively average height guy, but I'm like a small kind of dude. I'm just sick of that. I'm just trying to get big. You know, my dad's a pretty big guy, or at least he was. So
yeah, it was beefy, man.
I know I got it in me, you know, genetically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like eating a surplus of calories and like doing the compound. Like I can't bench right now. I can't do shoulder stuff or like pull downs because of my rotator cuff from snowboarding. But I mean, I was just deadlifting 225, squatting 215 now. Getting there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just started today. I literally just started tracking like a log, but I'm
of eating or working out.
Working out, like my gains, like like what I'm lifting that day.
Are you keeping track of what you're eating though? I mean, to an extent. I'm not talking about like, okay,
I make sure if it's days I'm lifting, I'm making sure I'm drinking like a gallon of water a day every day, but like I'm making sure I eat at least 3,000 on days that I lift calories.
3,000?
Yeah.
That should be like your normal day without lifting.
I know. So really it's more like 3,500 because I have
Yeah.
this mass gainer,
Yeah.
and like one serving of that is like 1,300 calories
Jeez.
itself. So so I probably eat about like 3,500.
Man.
So
You know what? I'm gonna start tracking my food as well. I'm eating for about at least 2 people a day, if not three and a half.
damn.
Every single day, workout or not workout, and
Yeah.
pants are getting looser, and I think that's why I'm swelling up so much. And I was fasting for like a month and a half before I started working out too. And then right when I started working out, I was fasting and eating. So I was eating 3 times as much during the day while I'm fasting. I always try to do that anyways while I'm fasting, especially while working out.
Yeah.
Because I only eat from like 10 in the morning to 6 at night, basically. Or a lot of times I would stop at like 2:30 because that's my meal. And I'm like, I'm so full by 8 o'clock. I'm like, it's not worth eating.
Yeah.
And then I told a couple people that I'm doing that. I'm like, I'm confused with my body. I'm like, not sexually, just like, I don't know if I should be
I know
fasting.
it feels good.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know if I should be there. They just give me these weird looks. And I'm like, I don't know if I should be fasting or just eating. Cause like I'm trying to put on size, obviously. And I'm already a big guy. I was already at like 200 pounds. I got down to 189 after, a solid month of like fasting. I wasn't doing anything special for the diet. I was eating relatively, good. Just, but yeah, then they're like, that's counterintuitive to be fasting and try and put on weight. So I'm like, that's fine. So I started going really hard in the paint with the workouts. I'd only work out for like an hour to an hour and a half, do 3 sets, of 15 for every kind of workout, do like 8 to 10 different workouts per like set, and then times 3. And there's an hour and a half. And then I just started eating and I stopped fasting, and dude, just instantly, I went from like, say, benching like 20-pound dumbbells, like on my couch. And I'm gonna put up a video at some point here of my routine and stuff like that, just stuff I've been doing in the house. But like 20 pounds, I was struggling to do that, to do curls. Now I'm up to 40 pounds, and 40 pounds is too light. This is within 2 weeks, and just every other day.
Right.
And I've got a fractured thumb on top of that, so I'm like working out with my wrist brace. Just. And you'd be able to tell, like, after I'm done with my workout, like my fingers are all red right here on my good hand, and they're all red up here on my bad hand because I'm trying to put all the weight I can up here or just on the side right here.
Right.
Lifting that. So I'm not letting nothing stop me this time. I'm like, you know what? I actually see these things go. Ooh.
No, yeah. I'm motivated too. Oh. I've never committed.
Me neither.
I never committed.
I'm so happy you're doing it right now too.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think it might be the age. That might be it. The age we're at. Like,
I think so. I feel like if we don't do now, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, like becoming adulty. Well, it can always happen. It's never too late for anything.
Of course.
But
it's better that happens now before we start hitting our early 30s.
Right.
Right.
I wish I would have started, I wish I would have started 5-10 years ago, whatever.
Of course. But we didn't care.
This is still a good time to start. Like, our T levels will peak in our early 30s.
Oh, then we're on our way.
Yeah. So like, you want to do that shit before you start peaking T level.
Yeah.
Like, think of like UFC fighters. Think of any fighter. Whenever they're doing the tail of the tape, what age do you always see these guys fighting at?
In their late 20s.
29 to like 33 is the prime. Early 30s is the prime for any fighter. They could be like, they could have started when they're 18, but they're not going to be as good or disciplined or strong or fast or anything like that until they've had one experience, unless they're just supernaturally gifted. One experience, and two, the level of testosterone, the level of like athleticism doesn't really reach for that sport, I feel like, until you're in your late 20s. Whereas some sports, like maybe basketball, right, you would excel when you're younger and you're more limber and you're faster and stuff like that. But
yeah. I agree. I'm sure there's some data out there that we can quickly find at some point that'll show that.
Bro, speaking of like your routine, I think you might have inspired my dad to like do what he did to lose a lot of weight.
What's that? Fasting?
Like keto.
Oh, yeah. Keto.
And fasting, because if you remember when my parents lived in Long Beach, California, like right before I went on my last deployment, they had a pool. We had a pool. I was in the pool all day back there, and you came down.
That's bomb.
And I think my dad was still pretty big at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hadn't seen him since then. I went on deployment. I was in I was in Virginia and stuff like that. And then I seen him when I was moving from Virginia to Texas. And I was like, dude, you look smaller than I do. What the fuck are you doing? And he was like, he wouldn't tell me. Like, he doesn't tell anyone that he does keto. He doesn't tell anyone that like he does anything. He's like,
why?
Nothing. I don't know. I don't know. He's like, it's not a diet. It's not a diet. It's not keto. It's like, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why he has that like mindset
like
about
it's
it.
an insecurity of his to let people know that he's doing something that works.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't let doctors know. I don't think.
Those are the guys who really want to know. Like, yo, what are you doing?
I know. I think he might have told them after like they like gave him results or whatever.
Yeah.
Just to like try and prove him wrong or like see if like Western medicine like lies, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's actually kind of believable that the United States is one of the most unfit places and the most heavily drugged and like prescribed places like for medicine and stuff like that.
I agree with that.
So it makes sense that there could be science to the like keto and all that stuff that is accurate. But of course, the government is not going to push that agenda because they want unhealthy people.
Yeah, of course.
So they make money. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I see where he's coming from with not wanting to tell like that kind of in that regard, but
yeah, I only opened up about it once people started asking me about it.
Yeah,
that was it. Aside from that,
yeah. Anyway, bro, I should probably like get wrapping here soon.
Yeah. All right, dude.
All right, bro. Well, it was fun. It's good catching up with you, just as usual.
Yeah, of course. All right, we'll talk soon.